Did you have a good day today?
Yes, and look what Bunny did.
Oh, is that so?
The morning sun had barely risen over the quiet city when a tired father collapsed onto a park bench for just 2 minutes before rushing to his next job. His hands were covered with cuts, his clothes carried the dust of construction sites, and his eyes had not enjoyed a full night's sleep in years. Yet before checking his aching back or wiping the sweat from his forehead, he pulled out a tiny photograph from his wallet. It was a picture of his little daughter smiling with missing front teeth, holding a handmade paper heart that read, "My daddy is my hero." That single smile gave him enough strength to stand up again, even when his body begged him to stop. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, sacrifice, and second chances can change lives, please like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with your loved ones, and subscribe to Single Dad Empire for more emotional stories that touch the heart. The father's name was Elias Carter, a 36-year-old widower who had spent the last 7 years raising his daughter Nora completely on his own. Ever since his wife passed away after a sudden illness, every sunrise had become another battle against exhaustion. While other people measured success by expensive cars or luxury homes, Elias measured his success by the smile on Nora's face every evening when she ran into his arms after school. That smile was worth every blister, every sleepless night, and every sacrifice. Every day began before dawn. At 4 in the morning, Elias loaded heavy construction materials at a building site. By late morning, he rushed across town to work in a neighborhood grocery store where he stocked shelves and cleaned floors. When the afternoon faded into evening, he changed into a delivery uniform and spent hours riding his old bicycle through busy streets, delivering meals until almost midnight. 3 different jobs. 3 different uniforms. One single dream, to make sure Nora never felt the emptiness left behind by losing her mother. Despite working almost 18 hours a day, money always disappeared before the month ended. Rent increased every year. School supplies became more expensive. Medical bills from Nora's asthma treatments kept arriving. Sometimes Elias quietly skipped lunch for several days so he could buy fresh fruit for his daughter. He never complained. Hunger was temporary, but childhood was not. He refused to let Nora remember her childhood as a time filled with worry. Every afternoon, no matter how tired he was, Elias arrived at Nora's school with a warm smile. He never allowed her to see the pain hidden beneath his cheerful face. He would clap the loudest during school performances, help with science projects late into the night, and braid her hair after watching dozens of online tutorials because her mother was no longer there to do it. The braids were never perfect, but Nora proudly told everyone her father made the best ones in the world. Neighbors often wondered how one man could continue living at such a relentless pace. Many offered sympathy, but sympathy could not pay rent or buy medicine. Elias politely thanked everyone and continued working. Deep inside, he believed that as long as he stayed strong, life would eventually reward his determination. One bright Saturday afternoon, Nora came home carrying a colorful flyer from school announcing the annual family adventure camp. Every child was excited because parents and children would spend an entire weekend together enjoying games, hiking, and storytelling. The cost was far beyond what Elias could afford. Looking at the registration form, he quietly folded it and placed it inside his pocket. His heart broke because he knew how much Nora wanted to go, yet he also knew that every extra dollar already had a purpose. That night, after Nora had fallen asleep, Elias sat alone beneath the kitchen light calculating expenses once again. No matter how many times he added the numbers, the answer never changed. There simply wasn't enough money. For the first time in years, silent tears rolled down his face. He wasn't crying because he was tired. He was crying because he feared disappointing the only person who depended on him. The following morning, Elias accepted extra shifts at all 3 jobs. His schedule became even more brutal. His hands grew rougher. His shoulders ached constantly. Some mornings he could barely lift the construction tools, yet he reminded himself of the family adventure camp. Every painful step brought him closer to giving Nora a memory she would treasure forever. One afternoon, while delivering food during a scorching summer day, Elias noticed an elderly man struggling beside a broken-down truck. Although he was already running late and knew delayed deliveries could reduce his earnings, he stopped immediately. He spent nearly 40 minutes helping push the heavy vehicle to safety before continuing his route. He expected nothing in return. Helping someone in need simply felt like the right thing to do. The elderly man never forgot that act of kindness. Days later, Elias arrived at the grocery store for another exhausting shift when the store owner unexpectedly called him into the office. Waiting inside was the same elderly man. His name was Victor Holloway, a retired businessman who had quietly watched countless people ignore him on the roadside that day. Elias had been the only stranger willing to sacrifice his own time to help. Victor had spent years supporting community charities after retirement. Curious about the humble father who had helped him without asking for anything, he had learned about Elias's life through the neighborhood. What he discovered deeply moved him. A man working 3 jobs wasn't chasing wealth. He was chasing his daughter's happiness. Instead of offering charity, Victor offered opportunity. He introduced Elias to a local property maintenance company searching for an honest operations supervisor. The position paid more than all 3 of his current jobs combined, included health insurance, and allowed regular daytime hours. The owner valued character above experience, and Victor insisted that Elias possessed something far more valuable than any resume could ever show: integrity. Elias could hardly believe what was happening. After years of endless struggle, one simple act of kindness had opened a door he never imagined possible. He accepted the opportunity with gratitude, determined to prove that Victor's faith had not been misplaced. Within months, life slowly transformed. Elias no longer rushed between 3 exhausting jobs. He came home before sunset. He cooked dinner with Nora. They laughed while baking cookies that often came out uneven but delicious. Together they planted flowers outside their small apartment. For the first time in years, their home felt peaceful instead of rushed. Most importantly, Elias finally registered Nora for the family adventure camp. When the weekend arrived, father and daughter spent 2 unforgettable days hiking under bright blue skies, roasting marshmallows beside a campfire, and watching birds soar above the trees. Elias realized something powerful during that trip. Nora had never cared about expensive gifts or luxurious vacations. All she had ever wanted was time with her father. As months passed, Elias continued working hard, eventually earning promotions because of his honesty and leadership. He also began mentoring struggling single parents in the community, helping them find employment and reminding them never to lose hope. The pain he had endured became the wisdom he now shared with others. Years later, Nora stood on a graduation stage wearing honors medals across her gown. As she searched the audience, her eyes found the same man who had once worked 3 jobs, skipped meals, and sacrificed every comfort simply to keep her smiling. His hair had turned slightly gray, and the lines on his face revealed years of hardship, but his proud smile remained exactly the same. At that moment, Elias understood that true wealth had never been measured by money. It was measured by love, resilience, and the unforgettable memories created through sacrifice. Every early morning, every aching muscle, and every sleepless night had been worth it because they had given his daughter a future filled with hope. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and leave a comment below. Your support helps Single Dad Empire continue sharing inspiring stories of love, hope, and sacrifice with people around the world. Speech balloon special request: comment below. A father's love never gives up. We'd love to read your thoughts and honor every hardworking parent who sacrifices for their children. As the golden afternoon sunlight bathed the graduation field, Elias and Nora embraced with tears of joy. They had survived the darkest storms together, proving that love is stronger than poverty, kindness always finds its way back, and a single father's greatest success is not the number of jobs he works, but the smile he protects on his child's face. And sometimes, that smile becomes the greatest reward life can ever